Community Shield at the weekend, a return to Wembley for your side. How much have they grown since the FA Cup final?
That's what we have an opportunity to show that, but we are not maybe completely ready physically, but we should be already better than we were on Sunday. So it's a good test, good to play against Man City, because it's an interesting opponent. They won the league last year, and on that front it's interesting and exciting for us to go back to Wembley, because we were a few times there in May and in April, so it's good to come back.
In terms of the team you'll be playing at Wembley, is it a similar squad to that which played against in the Emirates Cup?
Yeah, completely similar, unless we buy somebody until Sunday, but it doesn't look like that.
And Man City, I mean, how big a test are they? Are they the team to beat again this season?
Not only because when you look at the championship last year, it was down to 1 or 2 games won or lost, and nobody can predict. I think there were 4 teams who were in the race last year, and there could be 5 or 6 this season.
Just finally from me, important to start early as well. I would think start quickly, start on the front foot.
Of course, because we have in memory what happened last year at the start of the season, but it didn't stop us from, after being for a long time top of the league. But ideally, you want to start strong.
Arsene, Gary from Sky.
Hello.
Welcome to the new season, for me anyway. When are your World Cup winners back?
On the 11th of August.
Okay. And so
that's Monday.
Yeah, thank you. Does that rule them out for the start of the Premier League?
Sorry?
Will that rule them out for the start of the Premier League?
Certainly.
Not ideal?
It's not ideal, but the final of the World Cup was on the 13th of July, and knowing that when they go back to Germany they lose a few days for celebration, but they played 7 games in the World Cup, lost the whole English season, and having the experience of a team who has won the World Cup, you know, it's always difficult mentally to come back and be sharp and hungry straight away again. And you have a choice: or you get them back very quickly and you lose them in October, or you give them a needed rest and to build them up again.
Have you penciled any of them in as a group or individually for their comebacks in the team?
To add somebody?
No, for when they will be ready. When do you think they will be?
I don't know. They have a program, you know, individual program that they follow, so they could be very quick.
Can I ask you about your club captain, Thomas Vermaelen? Have you received any bids for him at all?
Yes.
Who from?
I can't tell you that, but you will know very soon.
From Manchester United?
I think they could be in the group.
Are you willing to sell him? Are you willing to sell him?
Look, it could happen. I said that since the start of the pre-season, that it could happen that Thomas leaves us because he needs to play now. We had an outstanding attitude and behaviour, but he's in a position where it's difficult to stand in his way if he finds an interesting opportunity.
Is the sort of money that you'd be looking for, the sort of money that's being mentioned, 10, 15 million around that figure?
Look, we never speak about the price.
Will he be, either way, if he stays, if he goes, well, obviously not if he goes, but if he stays, will he be your captain this season?
At the moment I don't have to sort out that problem. You know, we'll see what happens, and when I have enough problems to sort out at the moment, and I don't need to add any.
You've always said you're going to sit down with him this summer, though. Summer's now over. Talk about his contract. Have you had those talks? And what
with Thomas? I sat down with him and we talked about his future, yes.
I'm moving on. Can I just put another name in the main names that you're going to get this summer? Daniel Agger has apparently expressed his desire to be away from Liverpool. Arsenal have been mentioned already as a potential new club for him.
No, I cannot give you any name specifically who would join us at the moment, because we are not close to sign anybody, and it would be a wrong information.
No one's gone out yet in terms of raising money for the club. Obviously, Thomas Vermaelen looks like he might be. Will there be more outs, do you think, before the window closes?
It could happen, yes. We have still, I think, 3.5 weeks before the transfer market is closed, and we are open. I'm open to it, and but it has to be a player who can strengthen our squad, you know. Because let's not forget, we have Joel Campbell has come back, plus the addition of the 3 other players, Debuchy, Chambers, and Sanchez, who have joined us. So we have already bought 4 players. We have not lost players until now. So we have a big squad at the moment.
Final one from me. In January, you spent the entire month of January refuting week in, week out that Julian Draxler was coming to Arsenal. Sounds like Sami Khedira is going to be a similar situation.
Yes, he's. I don't know who has put him on the market. Is it his agent or somebody else? I don't know. Is it the press? But we were never close to sign him because Jack Winch has come back fit, and in midfield we have offensive midfielders. We have quite, or box-to-box players. We have quite a few.
Thank you, Arsene.
How big a role can Callum Chambers play for you this season? And if Thomas Vermaelen is to leave, is he ready to play every week for Arsenal in the centre of defence?
Every week, I would think that he's 19 years of age. Maybe not every week, but he can play a major role because, in what I observe, he has the qualities to impose his quality in this part of the team, and I believe he can play as well in defensive midfield, and that's where I see him.
Other English clubs, top Premier League clubs, have spent more on young English players than you have on Callum. Do you feel even at this stage that he's great value for money?
I believe yes, because he's 19 years of age, he's a young promising talent, and you know, when you're a manager, you believe in the players when you buy them. So I'm a great believer that we spent a lot of money for him, that's true, but overall I think over the longer term it is well spent. That is the most important. When a player is top, on a longer period it's never expensive. At the moment you can say yes, it's expensive and it's a lot of money, and but I don't regret it.
We've already heard some of your thoughts on the transfer of Frank Lampard. What about him as a player? What sort of an impact can he have at City, and what will be?
He's I don't need to describe you, Frank Lampard. There's a quality, and his quality. It was just a surprise that he went to Man City, because he went to New York, in fact. And the shortest way is not to travel to New York first, to go to Manchester. If you look at the map, there's a shorter way first.
And in terms of the match, how different will it be to a Premier League clash with City? Do you expect it to be quite different?
On Sunday? No, I believe that Man City will want to win, we will want to win, and both teams, for both teams it's a check for how good they are, how strong they are physically, and how well prepared they are. So, and for the players is already a test where they know, have I a chance to be in the starting lineup or not.
Just finally from me, any news on incoming transfers, or are you done on that matter?
It's at the moment, I cannot give you any news, but we have not closed the door.
Arsene, Joking Reuters. Alicia Usmanov came out and said that Arsenal are entering a new era. Do you think you've got a squad now to go on and win the Premier League again?
Look, if you should look at the table. We were never really far. What the new era is that we have more money available to buy today than we had 5 years ago, and but we were never far away from top of the league. We can compete better today to buy a top player who is on the market than, and for years we have lost top players without being capable to buy top players because we were in financial management. Today we are in a more comfortable situation, but let's be honest as well, there are still more people out there who have more financial potential.
How competitive do you think the league's going to be this season? How competitive do you think the league's going to be? More competitive than last season? Liverpool coming up?
It could be more competitive, yes. You could think now that not to drop points. It's interesting. That tells you how competitive it will be. But no, it's certainly Man United will come back into it. So that will, if you have 6 teams who fight for the championship, that will mean that every other game as well will be of a huge importance, because you could drop more points against the top teams. That means it will be even more important not to drop points against the teams who don't compete for the championship.
James?
Arsene, is there an update on Theo Walcott's recovery?
Look, Theo Walcott is planned to come back into my group on 31st of August, beginning of September latest. He's doing well, but he's not completely ready.
When do you think he'll be able to play?
I would say end of August.
So, I mean, England have got a friendly at the start of September. Do you think he'd be available for that?
To play an international match, that could be a bit early.
And just going back to Thomas Vermaelen, if I can, if he does go, if you do sell him, would you prefer to sell him abroad rather than to another English club?
Ideally, yes.
Is that an option for you?
It is an option.
Could you tell us how many clubs have made an offer for it?
I don't want to tell you that, but we have offers from abroad as well.
Thanks all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very kind. Just give the newspaper.